Yo, what's up, fight fans? It's your man 3K the Boss, aka Mr. Two Hands Up. You know what it is, man. Coming here today to talk to y'all about a little box of news. Very, 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 very. I understand your honesty. I get what you were saying. I do believe I knew where you were trying to go with your statements. But that wasn't it. Now, I'm going to tell you why that wasn't it. You just gave the LDBC a narrative that they can run with for fucking days. And the LDBC might push a lot of bullshit narratives for African American fighters, all for the uplifting and the success of African American fighters, no matter how pocket picked their agendas are, no matter how much thievery goes into the narratives that they try to position their fighters in, no matter how many little schemes they got that they concoct when they come together in the mass forms to uplift African American fighters. But it's not right. But it is for the benefit and the uplifting of African American fighters due to the social injustice that is the racial infrastructure that has been put in place from the many regimes of the old and the ancestral blood, sweat, tears, murder, and just free labor that was put upon my people, and the liberation that they are still looking for in a lot of different areas in the world. Because if this was a Libra scale, when it comes to racism, the scale doesn't balance out. No matter how much we try to deflect and say we live in a different time, things are different, so on and so forth, it's still a lot of social, racial, just social, economic, and just racial injustice all over the world, and we deal with it every day. But when you have a son that has picked up your business model and he has been doing extremely well, and he is breaking into the American market, and you need African American fighters to help position you to be one of the most powerful men in boxing. Because, to be perfectly honest, your son is like one of the most, if not, to me, he's definitely the most powerful promoter in boxing. For you to make the statement you made, I'm a person that sees life in so many different layers. I should say that I have the ability to think beyond the surface, or just be able to think in a broader spectrum of so many different levels of reasoning, where most others just can't. You have the people that are absolutely book smart, who are just extremely intelligent in that walk of life, and then you have those that are extremely conscious and common sense, and very street smart, they can articulate in that walk of life. And then you have those that can just be able to do so in all forms of life. But the statement you made, I understand the joke. People in the room got the joke. But at the same time, there are people that want to destroy your son's business model, and you just gave them the ammo, the opportunity, and you just gave Deontay Wilder, the LDBC, you've given the PBC, Black Boxing Promotion, Black News Outlets, um, shit, if the NAACP wanted to, like, come up with a narrative about it, you've given your fighters, you've given the fighters that are under the Matchroom USA, the Zone banner, a reason to kind of like not want to be in the same room with you, but it's business. You know, people got to conduct themselves professionally, and they have to do what is right for their business. And man, you jeopardizing sponsorship, and your biggest fighter on your stable is African American, and he is of Nigerian descent, and people are going to question, like, are him riding for or standing behind a statement that was made like that. Now, that wasn't eloquently put in the least. You should have chose better words. But and you were on fire, dude. You were on fire. The interview, the press conference was lit. Like, you did everything for William Whyte that you absolutely needed to do, but that was the one thing that you could have left out of the equation that could have just made that one of the most fire press conferences for the upcoming bout for Dill in the near future. But damn, dude, like, that just wasn't it. And I truly get it, because you were saying, you know, he's on a fight by fight basis, you know, and that you truly like Dillian Whyte. And you know, you spoke on how he wasn't the best fighter in the beginning, and he had the heart, the tenacity, the ability to carry on, and he bet on himself. And you know, you talked about the Sky pay-per-view, like how Sky pay-per-view is like the best, like, and nothing can compete with that, their pay-per-view model. Even though, you know, I believe it is 1999 euros for a pay-per-view in Sky Sports. I'm not sure. Somebody correct me on that. But you know, your son is already pushing on the DAZN banner that we're getting out of the pay-per-view model, and we are moving forward with the streaming era and trying to provide the best fights at the cost of one annual price of like $21.99 or something. I think I paid like $19.99. I got it like, no, I paid like $9.99. I got it early. I can't remember what I paid. I got it in the earlier stages of the zone. But you just put Eddie Hearn in a position to receive a lot of backlash from the comments that you made. People are just loving the fact that you did that right now in the climate we in. And I just don't think that was it, man. It just wasn't the move, even though I understood the joke. And I know you were referring to Bob Arum, the contracts, of how y'all could pimp niggas back in the day because they wasn't lawyering up, they wasn't reading their paperwork. Don King, how he used to just open the drawer and like let these dumbass fighters go in that joint and be like, however much money they could grab with their hand, that's how much bread they made for the, you know what I'm saying, match. or getting these niggas furniture and cars and then charging their ass on the back end after the match because y'all was paying their bills. You know what I'm saying? Just locking them in the slave contracts and y'all was just getting the maximum percentages out of fighters. And now, you know what I'm saying, Dylan's in a position to where you basically were trying to say that, you know, Dylan's a master of his own career and that you work for him. You know what I'm saying? So now, you know what I mean, you gotta sit when that, you know what I'm saying, when that dog barks. You know what I mean? Dylan Whyte being the, you know what I mean, big dog in the room. Well, you tried to give him that, but you didn't elevate him. You know, when you made the comment that you were a slave trader, especially being an English white man, that wasn't a very smart move. We were the first. You know, African Americans were the first stocks that were sold. You know, coming in New York on Wall Street. Yeah, we were the first. We were the first stock. We were your first piece of stock on Nasdaq, bro. That ain't a good look. I'm not, like, let's not play around like that. Let's not joke like that. And we not gonna sit up there and say people are too sensitive about racism and joking about it and shit like that, because it's been so much time in between the times of people being enslaved, and it really hasn't. It's 2019. We were segregated not even 7 years ago. Like, so, I mean, probably less than that. I just threw it out there as early as I can, and just it just wasn't a good thing to say. And I genuinely got what you were trying to say, but the world just gonna use that to just try to railroad everything that Eddie Hearn is trying to do. Man, this is 3K the Boss, man. I'd just like to say, man, think about what you're saying before you saying it. But other than that, man, I see where Eddie get his motherfucking promotional values from, because the nigga know what the fuck he be talking about. This the Boss.